I am your motivational speaker, and you will be motivated when you hear me through your speakers, also known as Queen Boss Lady. My voice is a little raspy. I need to charge my microphone because naturally I do talk low, but when I get on here, I speak up so that y'all can hear me clearly. But I always picked on myself and said, like, I have like this Michael Jackson voice. Like, but let me say my disclaimer. Please don't come over here acting like Cinderella two evil stepsisters. If this shoe does not fit, that simply means that it's not your size. You know, this message doesn't apply, it doesn't fit, and that's fine. But you are more than welcome to stay and listen to the messages. So for a long time, you have been healing people that have been doing dark magic on you, black magic on you, voodoo, hoodoo, Santeria, word magic. You have been healing these same people from their own witchcraft. When it backfires, you are who they call to come and heal them. Now, I have first-handedly seen a backfire with my own two eyes. It is very disturbing. It is very sad. It's very heartbreaking, and it's just terrible. It's very bad when these people go out and do black magic on you, root work on you, whatever it is that they do, and then it backfires. And instead of them going back to this priest that did this ritual on you, or instead of them going to somewhere else, they run to you for healing and guidance as to which way to go now, which way do I turn. And I say that this is so disturbing because they run to you to heal them of the very thing that they wanted to be in your life. They wanted it to be attached to you. And it backfired and hit them. And now they're calling you to the hospital. This is what this looks like. They put a death spell on you, and then they end up on a hospital bed, and now they're calling you saying, "Can you come bring me some?" Look how my voice. This message is important for someone because you have been healing the very person that has been trying to kill you. You have been using your sexual healing to heal a man just so he can go and be better for another woman. You are healing your friends, and they are doing black magic on you that you don't meet new friends, and you're bonded to them, and you always come back to them. And these same people that do this on you, when it backfires, they want to cry on your shoulder when it doesn't work. They want to cry on your shoulder. What it looks like when black magic backfires. These people, they pace the floor. They grab their heads. They hit their heads. They blurt out certain things. Whatever they was trying to do to you, they blurted out, "Is somebody watching me? Is somebody right there in the window? It's da 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 da." Is, and they go through this whole experience of spiraling out of control because that's what they wanted for you. And this is a little bit like my other message that I just delivered on my other video, because I just feel this so heavily in my spirit right now that you are no longer doing this. You are no longer saving people from their own demons. Their demons are literally chasing them all around the room. You know, and you are not saving them this time. You are just not saving them, because to save them means you give them the energy and the strength to battle you again. Because that's all they're doing. They're trying to take you out, trying to take your life, trying to make you suffer. And then when it backfires, they come running to you as if they did nothing. These people are being tormented by the same demonic spirits they wanted to attach to you in your life. And they cannot deal with it. They cannot handle it. But they wanted you to be able to deal with it. They wanted you to be able to handle it. Had it touched you, they would be sitting back laughing like hyenas. But because it did not touch you and it went right back to them. Oh, they need you now. I've seen people literally pulling their hair and screaming and yelling. And if you go in to help these people while they're going through this psychotic meltdown, they will find 2% strength within them to still try to curse you. I've seen it firsthand, just raveling, just all out of control. You know, so confused and just out of it, right? But then they'll snap back in it just to try to look you in your eyes, to try to curse you while they're going through this. They still tell the enemy, I can get this person. They're on their deathbed telling the enemy, I can still try to perform this ritual. They're speaking out of their head, out of their, this is somebody out there. Is somebody doing this? Is somebody doing that? Is something crawling on me? Is something Listen, I've seen, I'm telling you what I've seen. This is what this person was doing in front of me. She was saying stuff was crawling on her. She was saying, you know, somebody was out there and they was trying to come in. It was just it was a lot. It was a lot. This other warlock was unraveling in front of me, and it was a lot. He was damn near about to pull his hair out in front of me, just pacing back and forth, yelling and screaming about absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is what a backfire looks like. And you know that they sent something to you because they cannot touch you. They will do all of this, and they will pace the floor and go back, but they will not come near you, like launch at you or try to they can't. It's like they're bound to whatever they're going through right now. And then they'll snap out of it and they'll see you, and in that moment they will try to still curse you and make you the target. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. These are minions for the devil. They will still try it. They will still try to deliver on their word, on their behalf, right? And while they're going through this backfire, you know, they're trying to hold it together. They're still trying to show up as themselves, but they're no longer able to show up as themselves. This is a demon. This demon has shown up and said, listen, you're going to show yourself today. And they're sitting there praying that you can get them out of this. This big old backfire. They hallucinating, freaking out, seeing things that aren't there, hearing things that's not there. Because this is what they wanted for you. And God has his way of doing things and showing you things. And this is why he wanted you to see this. Okay? Recently, someone in my family did a death spell. And God said, this person in your family that's about to pass away is the one who just did a death spell on you. So whoever is about to pass away, that's the person that just, you know. So they paid my niece to find me, just to tell me my mother passed away. And they wanted me to go back under hypnosis and be like, oh, my mom passed away and oh, I'm coming to the funeral and did it. No, absolutely not. God had already spoken to me and told me someone in my family was about to pass away from doing a death spell on me, and it backfired. And God had had enough. And this is why God had me detached from these people, so I could not save them this time. So for those of you who I really at a loss for words right now, because I just can't believe how they wanted me to play like I was not accusing my mother of trying to kill me. They wanted me to forget all of, the abuse, the isolation, the neglection. They wanted me to forget all of that. They wanted me to forget that she's put hits on my life. She has orchestrated things in my life that was just disgusting and nasty and horrible ever since a child. They want me to forget all of that and drop everything. Craig's in trouble, come quick. Mom's died. I said, yeah, I know. From black magic. All right, now y'all have a good day. I won't be coming to anybody's funeral that has been trying to kill me for the last 30 years, okay? I won't be attending someone's funeral that's been trying to kill me for the last 30 years, is what I told my sister. And she's one of them too. My mother and my father ran a whole city, y'all. They ran a whole city, a whole town. Everybody was afraid of them. Nobody would stand up to them. Nobody would say anything to them. My mother, my father had connections. They could do things that you can't do. Okay? These Masons, these real Masons, these real Eastern Stars. God want me to share this with y'all. My mother played a dirty, nasty trick on me. Because she let me know at an early age that I would never have privacy in my own world. I wouldn't have privacy, right? I'm 17 years old, and I started going to the clinic or whatever because I used to have really bad menstruals, you guys. As a kid, I would have really bad menstruals. And I remember telling my mom, like, we have to do something. This is too bad. Like, it knocks me on my ass. Like, it was just too bad. It was too unbearable, like that pain. But now that I think about it, it was them doing this to me this whole time, because no menstrual should be, it was too unbearable, y'all. Like, I couldn't even walk. I couldn't even, all I wanted to do was just sleep and soak in water. Like, it was bad. So I was like, I started doing my research, and I found out about the depot. So I told my mom about it. And because it was unhealthy, unsafe, it was not a good thing to do, she agreed to let me get it. So, I'm 16 at the time, or maybe 15 when I started this depot. So they don't care if you're sexually active or not. When you go to the clinic, they're gonna check you. They're gonna do your pap smear. They're gonna do your breast and all of that. So over the years, this is what, and I wasn't realizing or paying attention to, like, when my mom would take me to the clinic, like, these people knew her. They would say, "Hey, Miss So-and-so." And she'd be like, "Oh, that's my classmate. Oh, hey, Miss So-and-so." So I'm 17, and one day my mother used to keep this damn house phone so tight in her grips, like, I had to literally sneak in her room and pry it and sneak it with me. But this particular day, she's like, "Oh, here's the phone." And I'm like, I knew whenever my mom was just being generous with anything, it was a fucking setup. Even something so simple as her giving me the phone is a setup, because she set up my whole fucking life. So I'm like, okay. She like, "Here, keep the phone with you." I'm like, okay. So I'm relaxing. Next thing I know, the phone rings. It's a lady from the clinic, right? And she's like, "Yes, man." I'm like, "This is her." She's like, "Oh, your test came back and you have chlamydia." And I was like, "What the fuck?" And so, and I'm like, "Oh, my bad. Like, what?" And she's like, "Yeah, you have chlamydia and you have to come in and you have to tell your partner and da 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 da." So I'm like, okay. I get off the phone. I take a deep breath in. Y'all, I'm mad. I'm 17. And mind you, me and my boyfriend at the time, we have never had unprotected sex. It's always been protected. So I am freaking out. I'm like, okay, well, maybe, the condom popped or something like that or something. So I call him and I'm like, "You burnt me and da 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 da. How could you do this to me? Da da da." He's like, "I'm not burning. I don't have nothing. Da 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 da." And so, he got on the phone with the mother of his child, because she was like 8 months pregnant at the time, and he told her. And so then, she went to the clinic and got tested. And then, y'all, I promise y'all, like, everything happened so fast. Like, I like men like that don't play about their health. They don't play about their children. Like, soon as I called him, he did not hesitate. He got off the phone with me and he called her and he told her, "You need to hurry up. You need to get to the doctor. You need to see about my child. You need to see about my baby. Da 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 da." She's saying I burnt her and da da da. So in that same day, in that same breath, she got down there. And do y'all know these people called me like 15 minutes before 5, talking about, oh, we're sorry, but we got your test results switched with someone else's. You don't have anything. Y'all, I was so... These are the dirty, nasty games that my family would play with me. My mother had them do that to me. So now, you know, his baby mama is telling everybody that I burnt him and that I got something and she don't got it. And, you know, it was all around town and all around, you know, from her. Because, you know, she, like I said, she went in that same breath, that same day, that same moment, like, test me, da-da-da. And her tests came back clear. That same day, my test came back clear. My test was never positive for anything. But these are the sick games that they would play with me. And then when it backfires and they really end up having something, they end up having that same disease that they wanted for me, then now they want you to heal them. Now they want you to see things their way, because nobody is playing a sick joke on them when it comes to their health. This is real. They getting real results. These are the backfires that I'm talking about, that's chasing these people right now. These people, family working clinics, you don't know these people. My mother drove me somewhere. I told my mother one time, I said, I need a job. I cannot do this. I was 16 years old. I said, I cannot do this. I need me a job. I like making money. I like taking care of myself. You don't even like buying me a stick of deodorant. And I kept telling her that. And I actually found me a summer job, but it was only during the summer. And so by me finding my own summer job, it's like, you know, she didn't want that being spreaded around the community that I had went to. My counselor at my school and told them that I needed a job. I needed something, a summer job, or, you know, and I got one. So it's like, oh, I can do something better than that. That's how they get competitive sometimes when you do things for yourself. So she pulled me up to this McDonald's. This is how these Masons work. They have power. They have pull. And she was like, just go in there and ask for Julie and tell her you're my daughter and you're here for the job. And I'm like, what? Y'all, I went into McDonald's. I asked to speak to Julie. And I told her who daughter I was. And she said, when can you start? No background check. I didn't fill out an application. I said I can start as soon as I get me some black pants and some black shoes. She said, well, that's when you'll start. Show up when you got it. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I had a job. My sister had housing at 17 years old. She had a housing. She had an apartment through housing. No waiting list, no line, just a phone call. Just a phone call. That's it. That's all. My sister needed her Social Security check. People wait 5 and 10, 8 years. Some people never get approved. One phone call. My sister got her SSI for her child that has asthma. One phone call makes a yes And she can make a phone call and make them say no. Both of my children were born prematurely, right? The lady came in the room. My firstborn was premature. The lady came in the room and said, I will get paid every month through Social Security because my newborn is premature. So they automatically put children that's born prematurely like under some type of disability. I signed for the check. I signed the papers for the Social Security. She told me I was automatically approved to receive SSI for my newborn that was premature. One phone call. Never got that money. Same with my other daughter. She was born prematurely. Lady came in there, did the same thing. I signed everything. I signed all the documents. I even said it again, like, are you sure that I'm gonna be? She's like, you are already approved. This is everything. All you need to do is sign and you're gonna start receiving your checks. My mother said, what? No, we control her money. We control what she gets. We control. This is how these Masons work. Even in the churches. You notice how the pastor and their children aren't suffering. But everyone else in the congregation is suffering because of phone calls. No, I don't want that person to get that car. What car dealership you going to? Oh, Toyota. Okay. They'll call Toyota and tell them, oh, when Stacy Anderson get up there, do not approve her for a vehicle. This is how they work, even in the school systems. Oh, you got so-and-so at your school. Give them a hard time. Give them a hard time. Retain their children. Make them suffer. You know, just irritate them. Irritate the mother. Harass the children. This is what they do. These Masons. These secret societies. And they've taken coven since, high school, these sororities and things like that. And it's all a cover up to keep their covens going. But if one of their, and I've actually talked to an Eastern Star as well, and this is how it works. If you are an Eastern Star and you got a government job, right? And let's just use me for an example, but I'm not. And I just became an Eastern Star, right? It is her duty to get me in this government job. It is her responsibility to get me a government job if that's what I want. It is her obligation. It is her loyalty. That's why you'll look at these different companies, whether it be school, whether it be whatever, and you'll notice their daughter works there, their auntie worked there, their cousin worked there. Because this is what they took an oath for. To open doors for their people only, though. You ain't an Eastern Star. You can Eastern apply all you want to. It's not going to happen. Okay? Unless you know somebody. They're going to look at that paperwork and they're going to... Same with my BD, my bad decision, right? I'm 19. I don't know. I'm like, hey, maybe $100 a week for her diapers and stuff like that. I'm thinking that's good. $100 a week. You're a big timer. That's nothing. $100 you eat that. He eat that every day. Every time he goes sit down and eat. So that's nothing. Like, he said no. Go put me on child support. Kiki, and they always laugh because they know what it is. He's like, no. Go put me on child support. Go down there to the child support office and put me on child support. And I'm like, I'm 19, I'm young, this is my first child, but I'm like, what man wants to be on child support? And he's like, that's how I want it. That's how I want it. See what they gonna give you. See what they gonna give you. And I'm like, okay. Not knowing he has an Eastern Star that works in there, and every time my paperwork comes on the child support desk to put him on child support, they shred it. They shred it. And then they send me papers in the mail saying, oh, we're closing out your case because you're not complying with the case. And I'm like, but I sent you everything that you asked for. Oh, but we're closing it out because you're not in compliance. And I'm like, okay. Okay. He did that for 10 years. Had people in the child support office shredding my papers so I couldn't get anything from him. So he wasn't giving me nothing from hand to hand, and he wasn't giving me anything through the states. So I was like, okay. I moved to a whole nother state, and I put him on child support, and everything went through. Everything went through. Only in the state he lives in, you know. And that's why a lot of these Masons and these Eastern Stars, they get mad when you leave your hometown or you get away from them, because a lot of them don't. They're worldwide. But it gets a little tricky when they're dealing with outside territory. You know, they're not able to monitor that much or call the shots. It's like they don't want anybody else to get the thrill out of calling the shots and making the phone calls and saying yes and saying no. You know, you very much, and I'm speaking to somebody who you could, this is your story. This shoe fit. You know that they told you are owed Social Security, but then you turn around and receive nothing. Because these workers, these Eastern Stars, these Masons, these secret societies, they are notified that when anything regarding money comes up for you, is to be shredded, because they want you to only rely on prostitution and human trafficking. They want that to be your only option, is to be a sex worker. They want it to get so bad that, you know, you're just going to give in to this sex work. That's how they want it. Or they want it where, you know, like I said, my mom told me to just walk in and tell the lady I was her daughter. That looks good on her badge. So then when people say, "Ooh, lady, how you got a job?" My mom got it. My mom got me this job. See, she didn't like the fact that I was able to stand on business and because they was like, "Oh, you got a little summer job?" I was like, "Yeah, I got me a summer job through my school." You see how that works? They don't want that to be the case. They want every stripe that you earn or you get, they want it to be off their badge, their name, their say-so, their yes, or their no. They'll promise you a job, and when you don't deliver sex, they never give you the job. Because that's what it's all about. These Eastern stars, they're not any different from the dealer. They have parties and they do the same things. They do the same things. They have to do the same things. They have to get down with the get down, whoever. Yeah, in order to sit up there and, you know, you're coming into an environment where these are successful people. These are lawyers. These are doctors. These are people that work in the medical field. These are people tied to the, you know, the community boards and stuff like that. You able to walk into a dealership and get you a car based off who you know, not based off your credit, not based off your money, based off of who you know. And if you want to be able to have that type of pull, you gotta get down with them. You definitely have to get down with them. And you definitely have to let it be known they get the glory, they get the recommendation, because in their minds they're little gods. So instead of you saying, oh, God bless me with a car, they want you to say, no, Sarah was able to, my good friend Sarah was able to get me in at the dealership. And she hooked me up with Carl, and Carl took good care of me. That's what they want it to be. So now, you know, the people that you're telling Sarah got you a car, other people are looking to Sarah to help them too. And she's like, okay, you want to, you know, the more the merrier. They're not turning down. It's, you know, because it was presented to me. And it's not presented like, hey, you want to be an Eastern star? No, it's not like that. It's not like that. It's more like an Eastern star. They get around you and they talk about the parties, and, you know, it's not that bad, and, you know, we had a really good time, and, you know, the bikers, and then they'll tell you, you know, it's good. All I have to do is just make a call here, I can get a car, make a call here, I can get a job, make a call here, I can get, you know. And that's how my family was able to run a whole town, a whole city, a whole community of people, because one phone call and you won't be there anymore. If you know, speak on this person, or if you go against this person, or if you say something to this person, or if you say something to me, or if you try to tell me who I am, they will silence you. And I sat back and I watched my family corrupt and run and ruin a whole town. A whole town. So, my phone is about to die. So I'm going to do another video. I care for you guys.